Railways have always used coal to keep everything on the move. Thomas had once thought moving coal trucks was the worst job. With the railway listing on the stock market, moving coal was now as important as ever.
You trucks have been very good to me today.
The thinner you empty us, the better. We're thicker with coal.
Thomas headed away from the coal mine into the open country.
So, yeah, I'm not dead. I'm alive.
He's alive!
That's right, folks. Before 2021 is up, I got at least 1 or 2 new videos to show off, and consider this a late Christmas present for you fine folks. This time, it's some fine-looking custom Ertl open-top Troublesome trucks. But how did I assemble them? Well, let's take a look. To start out, I had these body shells designed in Tinkercad and then printed through Shapeways using their versatile plastic. I chose this material because it's very strong, doesn't shatter, and also threads very easily. The screws I use for each of my projects is actually from the spare bag of screws you get from Bachmann hook and loop couplings. There are a lot of them in each bag and turn out to be very useful for my projects. After threading the screws, I painted each of the Troublesome truck bodies gray to match their Troublesome truck personality. Now, the rest of the parts that I used in making the Troublesome truck were not printed by Shapeways, but were printed by me, using my Elegoo Saturn printer. They are not perfect, but they're as close as I can get, so cheapness wins out in the end. This plate is what keeps the whole truck together once it's assembled. As you can see, removing one from the build plate is very easy, thanks to the small supports that I use to attach the model to the build plate. A little bit of black paint and it's instantly done and ready to be used. However, not all supports are made the same. As you can see here, with this chassis, I made them extra thick so it wouldn't separate from the build plate as it was printing and cause trouble. Upon removing the supports, this is what you're left with at the end. A beautiful Troublesome truck or van or whatever you need chassis. After cleaning and sanding and painting, this is the final product you get. A fully complete Troublesome truck chassis, ready to be assembled to the rest of the main truck body. Now we can move on to the final stage, the wheels. For each of my Troublesome truck wheels, and indeed all my custom Ertl wheels, I used a tried and true method used by Hot Wheels customizers for switching out wheels on their Hot Wheels cars. Simply getting 2 flathead pins and cutting them to size. Then attaching those axles onto a piece of brass tubing that I had cut to make it fit inside the chassis. A couple dollops of super glue to keep it in place, as well as some accelerant to speed the process up, and now we have a fully assembled wheel. Just repeat this process again, and that is the second wheel finished. Now that each individual piece has been painted and assembled, it's now time for the final assembly, just putting the wheels in and then screwing the whole thing together. And that, folks, is how I made my Troublesome trucks. There are 2 versions for sale, which are just mirrors of each other from front to back. And also for sale is this nice little piece of modular cargo to go with them. Just a load of oil drums to start, but soon more will come. As for faces, still working on that. As for the next custom Ertl collection video, we might be getting a new vantage point. Anyways, I'm 22 Tesla, and I'll see you in the next video.